We only have one knowledge type.
Charisma base. Sick.
Yep, I'm a weirdo.
Okay. Oh no, I'm the sick was looking at my charisma score.
Yeah, you don't. You're not very perceptive.
Yeah.
So as far as you know, you're looking up to the kobolds. You've heard of them. They're strong and scrappy and stronger than they should be by your knowledge in fighting many kobolds. So you might have a little bit of excitement towards this challenge, but ultimately you're still kind of like, what am I doing? Like, this is all the same thing over and over again. You're starting to feel that wanderlust and that you're being trapped, kind of.
On my Switch.
Yes. Love you too. You did not wash all the soap out of your hair. You need to do better at that, buddy.
I don't know. Life just feels a little too comfortable, you know?
Yeah. So you go about your day. When you're coming to the arena and you've got your own little warm-up area where you can watch the fights, you notice something odd. The kobold team you chose are already out there fighting and winning, from what you can see, which strikes you as weird since you were supposed to be fighting them.
Maybe they have a different kobold crew. Who knows?
Okay. As you are approaching your entryway to go to the center stage, which is your right, you actually get pulled over by an attendant, and she kind of whispers in your ear, and she goes, Lord Champion, you're already like covered in blood and ready for battle, super intimidated by you. And she goes, I shouldn't be telling you this, but last minute changes, and you might want to make sure you're ready. And then she kind of like squeaks, and then when she squeaks, you notice that Kriya is actually coming up to you, which is unusual because she never really approaches you before a fight. She's usually in the center box and all that jazz. You say anything, or
I just look at her. Figure she's coming up
she
for a
goes,
reason. I'll let her start the conversation.
Lord Champion, Lord Champion. It seems there's been a mix-up. The kobolds were scheduled for another fight, and they couldn't take your challenge. Though we prepared, and we think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And you see that same little smirk that you saw in your room kind of creep up on her lips. And she goes, okay, well, I wish you the best of luck, my bloodbarian. And again, she kind of that smirk is now kind of more fully present. Like, she does not expect you to come out of this in good shape. And of Slurg's Arena, Ben Sorcio. And today he will be fighting. And the walls come down, and you're like, you're sitting there. You're kind of like of two minds of it. You kind of don't care, and you're also like, maybe I will have something to fight now. And then they drop the walls, and there's your 5 skeletal champions. And here we are, to the battle.
Oh, all right.
What time of day would it be?
Probably, I want to say a good time for a champion battle would be close to end day, but not quite at the end, so between mid to late afternoon.
Okay, so that would have put, like, Drusilla and I would have got to town like halfway through the day type of thing.
Yeah, you guys arrived in the afternoon.
Okay.
Okay, so let us roll for the initiative.
All right, so that's +2. Oh boy.
2. Okay, so we got him first. Him first. Why'd you roll again?
Who, me?
Oh no, why did Crown Tech roll?
Oh, I didn't know it was just him.
Yeah, you're not in the center arena with him.
Well, you didn't say it's only the people that fight, so I just was covering my base.
What are you gonna do in this turn order? You already got caught cheating once.
You never know. Maybe someone's leg bone is going to come flying out of the arena and he's got to dodge it.
That'd be neat.
Hopefully it's one of their leg
And
bones.
Did you put animated tokens on here?
I did 2 of them.
Maybe that's why it's so.
Really? I'm not having any leg.
I mean, I'm sure it's like 12 other things on my computer, but
Okay, turn order is set. Put that there. And up first is this guy. So
I do have like
1,
2 browsers with
3,
like
4,
15 tabs
5,
open on each.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's your turn.
All right. I'll move up. That's as far as I can get, but I will activate the the blood armor. So 2 HP per turn, AC +3,
Sounds good.
and I need it.
Mm-mm.
Gives me at 198. And that is my turn.
Okay. And then this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this guy is gonna come up and attack. Do 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 do. Longsword gets a +1 to his hit. Richard turned my light off, so I can't use my die. That definitely misses. It's a crit fail, so. Okay, so I do crit fails and crit success. I know Donnie hates it, and Bork is impartial. I do not do the have to confirm, so you don't have to roll a D1 or a D20 twice. You just get the crit. So crit fail for this guy. He comes up to you. These are 6-second turns, so he's basically still mid-charge as you're charging towards him, and he goes for a swing with his longsword, and you either duck or dodge or parry or whatever, and he kind of like spins around and faces the other direction and opens up for an attack of opportunity by you. So you can make 1 regular attack against him as an attack of opportunity, though you do have to roll to hit. It's not just an automatic hit.
Wait,
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
does a 16 hit?
Just a second. No, 16 does not.
Damn.
Okay, next guy's turn. Dude, he's gonna come here. He's gonna roll on you. A 14.
That misses.
Okay, this guy's turn. 1, 2, 4, 5. These guys have a ranged attack, right? Apparently not. These guys don't have a ranged attack. You luck out in that aspect. So he's gonna chill there for a second, and it's your turn.
Well, this guy that missed me, I'm gonna attack him a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully 19 hits, or else I'm truly boned.
Yes, 19 hits.
Okay.
Bones, I see what you did there.
It is right in the world.
For 11 points of bludgeoning damage. Do I notice that I'm feeling any better, or does that
No.
not help me?
Does not help you none. Nada. Zip zero zilch pupkis. You
Okay.
punch, and as you expect the normal rush, you're like, you kind of get this realization half a second into it, like, fuck, they don't have blood.
So that's another 2 HP melted from my health pool to maintain the armor.
Yep.
Alright.
Keep track of every time you cast a spell. Since you're draining your own mana, it counts as a hit. So keep track of that in either your way and then put it into the Google Docs, or keep track of it in the Google Docs, because that's how I level up your health.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
HPs. Okay. So you hit for 11. So he's on the plus side. These guys do not have a lot of health. So if you get hit, they're gonna hit you hard.
That's what you want us to think.
I suck at lying about this shit when I'm a DM, and you guys take advantage of it quite often. So
Don't know what you're talking about.
No clue.
okay, so you're done. So this guy is up. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's gonna swing at you. Definitely misses. That's a 9. This guy's up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First guy's turn, who just got punched in the back of the head. 19. I'm assuming that hits. If you have more than 19 armor already, I'm gonna be super upset at myself. Okay.
Oh, not nearly that high.
D8 plus 3.
I love how your name when you roll is Dungeon Master parentheses GM.
Is it? I didn't set it up. 9 damage. You can choose to use your reactionary if you want.
And yeah, if they're gonna hit me, I'm gonna make them pay for it. So that's a D6.
Yep.
You shall pay.
Wow, full 6. It actually kills himself. Bye-bye. Okay,
Oh,
so at this
hell, I'm
point,
armed.
you hear the crowd roar and the announcer goes off. There it is! Ben Scorcio's famous retaliatory blood armor. You guys all thought that blood was just there to make him look pretty. You were wrong. As he takes down his first skeletal champion.
The blood
Okay,
can do
second
two
person.
things.
14.
That misses.
Goes me.
Sexy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10.
That also misses.
I am having shit luck on my rolls today. Go for it. Your turn.
Well, given that the whole unarmed thing isn't really working to my advantage, is it alright if I pick up the re-dead skeleton's femurs and use those
Sure.
as clubs?
Go for it.
Okay.
Club is a D8 damage, I believe.
I mean, I'd be swapping bludgeoning damage for bludgeoning damage, but it just feels better to hit something with a club sometimes.
Eh,
Especially
go
when I
for it.
know it's not going to heal me anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker, and I'll just go after this guy with his buddy's leg bones.
Which one's right in front of you, top or bottom?
The one in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, you crit.
Oh,
So double your roll, not your modifiers. So
well, the
18,
second one misses.
21. He is dead. You hear another huge
Oh, that wasn't a
cry.
damage roll. That was a that was the second to hit. That was
Oh. Well, roll damage. See if you kill him anyway. Yeah, you kill him anyway.
okay.
You hear another huge crowd cheer and groan and go, "That's 2 corpses down in 2 turns. He even picked one up and beat him with the other one. That's our champion of slaughter." You done? You do know you have 2 basic actions, so you can attack twice.
Oh yeah, that was the first was a crit. The second one was a 12 to hit. I'm
No,
assuming that
12
doesn't
doesn't hit anyway. No, it does not.
Okay.
Okay, so bottom guy is going to attack you. God bless America. This guy's up. Gonna come up behind you. 15?
That hits.
Okay. R D8 plus 3.
That was a -2 because it was my turn.
5 damage.
-5. And then roll a
And
d6.
wow. God, why are my good rolls for you hurting my people? It's just not fair. I wanted this to be a challenge, but this is proving to not be a challenge. So, F you. 3. He misses. Your turn.
I don't know. Not to interject, but this is just like any normal big battle that you send us on.
It's the joys of
I
RNG.
know. It sucks. I planned something awesome and epic that's supposed to handicap you fuckers, and then I roll like shit and you roll like gods.
Look, they're doing more damage to me than I am to myself. So there's that.
You just gotta plan reinforcements in case things go a little too well for the player.
He did.
How am I supposed to plan reinforcements in a Boston arena battle?
He
And
did.
it was 5-on-1.
The last time he did that, he just had a turn limit and just told us we lost.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Continue.
No, it's true. I did. It's your turn, Ben Sorcio.
Yeah, the first attack misses. The second one, I assume, connects with a 19
Yep.
for 7 points of bludgeoning damage versus this guy behind me.
Okay.
And that's another 2 HP down the drain to maintain that armor. And that's my turn.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Oops.
I think that hits. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, no,
sure.
Wow, 4 damage. And if I
Oh.
swear to God, if I roll another max D6 on your freaking armor. Okay, that guy's turn is done. Oh, you took the 4 damage, right?
Yep.
Why do I keep doing a period instead of a backslash?
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
13 misses?
Yep.
That guy's done. Ooh, net 20.
Bring it.
So you take 8 instead of 5. And then... Fuck. He does 5 damage or 8 damage to you with a crit, and he takes a full-on max 6 from your armor. Your turn.
I'll take another couple swings at this guy.
Yep.
Let's see.
So as you're swinging and going at it, and he goes, even so,
Oof.
you start hearing the announcement, surrounded and on all sides by an enemy he's not really matched to fight. And Sorcio keeps on swinging. It seems like the blood they're drawing as they cut him is actually aiding his armor and hurting them back.
Yeah, it's nice that you said swinging and not hitting, because boy howdy,
Yeah, that
that was a
changed it up
bummer
when I
to
saw your
play.
rolls.
All right.
7 for that guy. $19.
That hits.
Fuck! 4 damage. Wow, only a 1 on the rebound. It's not so bad. Okay. 12 misses, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And then it's your turn.
Come on, digital dice, be friendly. Friendly to me, not to them. God damn it. Okay.
Okay.
It's another 2 health down the drain.
You're actually getting pretty low. Becoming somewhat happy about this. 19
That hits.
for 6 damage.
All right.
He takes 3. That would be a 13. Because I pushed enter instead of plus, but whatever, still misses. And an 8. And it's your turn. Nat 20.
Excellent. Okay, we're back in it.
What was that roll for?
First attack.
Oh, okay.
So that does, would that be 15?
Yeah, that guy's super dead.
And then
Another net. What the fuck?
Sweet.
now I'm mad, and that's the guy above me.
Above you? Yeah, that guy's dead now too. Yep, bastard.
I just see him. Oh wait, are you still using the leg of the other guy?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I just see you just like you end up picking up like the femur, and you're just swinging, and it just smashing the rib cage as it goes through, just blowing out the other side.
I imagine every one of these crits shatters the femur, and I just have to pick up another one.
I mean, dude's the champ for a reason.
So that's 8 damage to me.
Yeah, 8 damage to you. And your turn.
Man, there.
You hear the crowd going wild as Ben is sitting here smashing bones against bones and picking up more bones using femurs and elbows and ribs and just destroying the skeletons around him. There's this subtle glow of red around him as more and more of his own blood is drawn from his body. It's only barely perceptible that his armor is actually striking back. This blood coating around him is actually spiking into skeletons, breaking bones, and shattering ribs as he gets hit from all sides. It's almost as if he's in an immovable bubble of blood that just strikes back. You do see him kind of feigning, and the blood and the blows are real. You can see the blood gushing from his arms and legs and his chest from where he was cut, but he's just reveling in the battle and the blood, even though all of it's his.
I'll still say, well, at this point, most of it's mine. Yeah, for sure. Oh boy, crit fail. The dice giveth and taketh away.
All right, so yeah, that's actually fair. As you take a swing at the skeleton, like one of the bones that your blood already broke off of, kind of like made it so your swing went through a cavity instead of where it would have naturally hitten. And it kind of like bends you over, and he's going to take an attack of opportunity on you. It doesn't mean he turns over. He's just going to try to strike you as you overextend.
Okay.
And he misses.
All right, then I'll take my second swing.
Nope, you missed.
16 misses, right?
Yep. So the overextend costs you, and the skeleton kind of swings over your head. And in dodging the swing from the skeleton, you also offshot your other arm as it was coming up with the bone club improvised weapon. So you end up kind of swinging and whiffing off of him. 16.
That hits.
That hit.
Yep.
7 damage.
Alrighty.
And he takes 1. Okay, your turn.
Come on. Man,
Nice.
hit the damn thing.
Ah,
Oh
God.
my god.
What in the world? RN Jesus has blessed you today. You know that,
That
right?
is
This is stupid.
Unruly, dude.
You've gotten like 5 nat 20s in this one battle.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, it does dick for damage, if that makes you feel any better.
No, because he's still dead.
Hey, man bear, I can feel the jealousy just pouring through my monitor right
Yeah,
now.
it's ridiculous. It's super ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm jelly
Anyway,
too.
No one can hit anybody, but when they do, they crit.
well, you crit. My guys didn't. Anyway, you smash the final bone down, and you kind of like, well, roleplay it however you want. You're the champion.
I mean, I just lost a third of my health. I'm not feeling great. But I'm gonna make a show to the crowd, hoot and hollering. Uh, I'll toss bones to people in the crowd. Souvenirs. I'm sure they'll love that. I'll throw tibias, fibulas, humorous, like whatever. Someone can catch a rib cage.
So as you do your show, and the announcer's just ringing your praise about how even against an enemy you shouldn't be fighting, that an enemy that counters your very power set, you still come out on top. Though he goes, I haven't seen him this bloodied in a while. Well, he's always bloodied, but I haven't seen him this wounded in a while. It shows you that this man is more than just his abilities. He is a true champion of the arena of slaughter. And then you get kind of teleported. Did you? You get teleported off. You notice that the serving person who tried to warn you earlier is no longer there. It's another random person, and they look kind of like they're just stoic. They're not really doing much of anything besides their job. You also notice that it seems like everybody's kind of avoiding looking at you, almost like you weren't supposed to come back from this, at least not the way you have. For RP fashion, it is close to the end of the day, so you can choose to either go back to your room in the Church of Slaughter and just chill for the day, or venture out onto the town and, go out for a bit. Your choice.
I'm gonna go grab something to eat. I mean, I imagine I worked up an appetite.
Just a little small one.
Okay, so to Drusilla and Kromtech, you see this fight. You see the champion. I know Drusilla was talking about how she's going to go in there and become the new champion. I don't know if Kromtech showed any interest in actually competing in the arena or not. But
Nope.
everybody around you's going crazy, and they're all like, they're screaming Ben's name and champion as he walks off the stage.
I'll stand
ahead.
up, do a solid clap, and cheer with them. It was a great fight.
I stand up to get a closer look. Was that guy a man or a monster? I ponder to myself.
Are you going to say that out loud or no?
Yeah, I'll say it out loud.
There's some random dude in the crowd who goes, "He's both. That's why he's the champion."
Both? How? That's impossible.
I
Just
I'm excited and happy, but I'm also very intrigued, and I might show it on my face. Like I need to know more about that. There's
Yes, it
something
is intriguing.
well,
meta-wise, that could be a cool element to play in for you as well.
I
Go a little off the grid on your elements.
I'm not like saying this out loud, but this is what I'm thinking, and like you could sort of read it off my face, but yeah, I'm kind of very curious and yeah.
Yeah, meta-wise though, if that's something you were interested in, I'm not saying blood specifically, but we could talk about going off the grid on just the regular elements and throw in some weird ones too. But either way, yeah. So everybody's kind of clearing out. There are still some fights. You guys can choose to stay and watch the, the B-rate fights, the ones that come up after the champion. Not many people are. There are some diehard fans, but most people are clearing out and funneling towards the marketplace or the poor area to drink and sleep and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm mostly kind of just tagging along with Cromtech for now. For personal reasons. So I was like, hey, Cromtech, what are you thinking?
That was fun. That was pretty fantastic. It is late, so I think it'd be good to go get some food and probably head to find a hotel and search the town for what we need tomorrow. At least that's what my plan is.
Sounds fair.
Yeah. Ben, are you gonna retire to your room to eat, or are you gonna go out into the city to eat?
I'm gonna go to a bar and see if I can get in a fight. 'Cause I'm feeling
Okay.
pretty beat up, and if I can just like punch some dudes until I feel better, I think that'd be great.
Okay, so as well, Ben, you know this, you've been in the town for a year. But Cromtech and Drusilla, as you exit, you see another map like you saw at the entrance. This one's a little more detailed, but also still kind of childlike. And it kind of points at the poor area at the base of the neck and goes, cheap bar, cheap hotel. Go there if you want lice and free beer. And then it points at like the marketplace area. Only one bar, pretty big, 2-story inn. Food is good, a little more expensive, but you won't get lice if you eat there. So that's basically your two choices.
Oh, Cromtech. What if the one with lice has monster-sized lice? That could be cool.
Lice is not scare me at all. Let's go check it out.
Agreed.
Besides, I'm
you
not
head
looking
down.
to empty my coffers in the first night.
You head down to the slums. And as you guys are walking down, you see like all the men are either stupid drunk, play fighting, or really fighting and beating the shit out of each other. And all the women are kind of like walking around, taking care of the houses, taking care of the businesses. As you come to the only real inn in the slums, you're greeted to just basic after hours bar, even though it's only mid to late afternoon. Everybody there is tanked. They're all like arguing. It's raucous. It's loud. There's a female bartender behind the bar. It's a pretty shitty 2-story building. Looks like it's kind of half put together, but held up with spit and a wish.
Well, that's one more wish than I have. Yeah, that looks
So
very interesting. I'll head there. Try to avoid the people that are like brawling in the streets.
Yeah, I'm not particularly interested in gloating to people who are probably too drunk to even hear it.
All right, so you enter. Ben, are you gonna just walk down the streets as you are, or are you going to try to hide who you are for a bit?
I don't hide.
I'm just asking. I gotta
Oh
learn your
yeah, no,
character as much as you do.
it's I'm absolutely just, still dripping with blood, open wounds, whatever, just walking down the street looking for a bar that seems rowdy.
Okay, so as you're walking, you see the same things that Drusilla and Cromtech saw, but at the same point, you also notice there's three separate reactions to your presence. There's the people who are scared shitless of you and literally run upon seeing you. There's the people who are bowing and scraping and calling you Lord Champion. And there's the ones that look at you like they want to shove a dagger in your spine just out of pure spite. But
Oh, I
then
like
as you
those
walk
last
down,
ones.
as you walk down, this is the reaction pretty much throughout town, and people are following you. You're creating a bit of a stir between the ones running away from you in the front and the ones lurching behind you. That's what it's called, right? When they go up to the pier of the church and bow back and forth, lurching.
Um, I don't,
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I'm not.
Google, answer my question.
Yeah, any of those guys staring daggers. I'm here right now. I'm free. I got nothing going on. If they want to see if
Lurching,
it's all if they want to see if it's all fake, they
lurching to
can
me.
they can try me right now.
Lurching is to make an abrupt, unsteady, uncontrolled movement or series of movements.
That's not what I thought of, but okay. I thought it was actually called lurching, but it's not. I don't know the words. But so basically people are like walking behind you on their knees and like bowing up and down, scraping their knees on the cement as they follow you. And the ones that are staring daggers at you, the ones that you like and notice, they're a mixture of both. They're hiding in the shadows. They don't want to approach you, not while you're at least conscious. Um, you just see absolute hatred in their eyes, but you also see a mixture of fear and respect as well.
Like a
How much
hateful
health am I
reverence.
down to right now?
I think you were at 188,
Oh, I was way below that. I was in the 130s.
133.
133? Okay.
Yep. The little letters look like eights to me. I had to actually click on your character. Okay, so we're gonna say that Drusilla and Crown Tech get to the bar before you do, just because they would have left with the crowd, whereas you had to file through and get your winnings and all that shit. Um, but we're gonna leave it there for tonight, just because it's just about 8 p.m. and I have to go to work at 5 in the morning, and we will start this off tomorrow with your guys' first meeting at the bar.
All right.
Or not tomorrow, but next week. Sorry. Or are we not playing next week? Was there something about next week that I forgot?
Not for me.
Well, the only one that has something to do is usually Bork.
I don't have anything next week. What is next week?
The 26th is Friday.
My in-laws are coming into town, but I already told Katie that like I'll meet up with them after D&D or something.
Okay.
I believe so. If not, I'll let you know. But I don't know what
Okay.
time they're coming. They might not be arriving till like 9 at night. At that point, then I'll be playing.
All right. Well, to cap this episode off, we got to live a day in the life of Ben Sorcio. Did a good amount of damage to him, not as much as I would have liked, because RNGesus hated me today. But still kind of put him on the ropes a little bit, so I'm proud of that. Though he fought back well. Didn't use your ability I thought you were going to use. I figured you would use Blood Mist since you were
Yeah,
surrounded.
but they weren't clustered up. I suppose when I was surrounded, that would have been something.
Was to say he didn't have to. He took care of them without.
I know. That's because
Plus, that's
RNGesus is a jerk.
expensive. Like, I kept hearing Like, I wasn't looking forward to it because they don't have blood to take. Not like, drunk assholes at a bar. But like, shit, am I just a fist vampire?
Well, you don't use your fist for
Weird.
everything, but
I mean, yeah, but like, that's weird, man. I dig it.
I like it.
anyway, so yeah, we had a pretty interesting battle. Did not go the way I wanted it to, but it still turned out well. And we're set up for an interesting meetup. Ben is looking for a fight. Crom is interested in Ben, and Drusilla is probably a little scared and a little intimidated. So we'll see how this goes. Or not Sarah, Drusilla, sorry.
I mean, she won't admit it.
Yeah, no, she'd never admit it, but I'm sure she peed a little.
Yeah, maybe she just got excited.
Oh yeah. Well, that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys are enjoying the start of season 2 of Barntome.
I'm enjoying it.
Yay, fighting! Domination.
An arena city is a heck of a way to start out a sesh.
Well, it's the only way I could think of to bring in Ben, since what we decided for his thing. Don't forget to put your hits in your sheet so I know what they are.
Yeah, like total health lost or just number of times I was hit?
Number of times you were hit, counting
Okay.
your own sacrifice of blood.
Oh, well.
Oh, he's gonna
Change.
fucking shoot up there.
Yeah, his health will be monstrous, but it's also I set it up that way specifically for him, so it'll be more
My
of a
health pool
balancing
is
act than
my
you guys
mana
will think
pool.
of. Yeah.
It's basically, yeah, his HP and mana are both one pile that he has to manage.
Yep. For short, drawn-out fights, he'll probably be super amazing. For big slugfests, we'll see. His staying
Yeah.
power isn't necessarily maxed out right now. He's got to level his skills a bit more before he'll be completely able to wipe a board.
Is that only if he uses his blood magic or his blood armor?
Yeah. Well, any of his blood-related skills cost him HP.
Yeah, but those are only like one-time one. It's the blood armor that's the constant HP draw, right?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I was just questioning the long time fights. Yeah, he'd only need blood armor for periods of time during the fight. He wouldn't necessarily have to have it the entire time.
It's his other skills too. Like, we'll get into it more when we play him, but there's some gambling skills on his character, and we'll see how they play out. And right now, some of them would be really great for a short, quick battle where he can heal afterwards, and other ones are going to be like, if you use this now, 5 turns in, you're dead.
Yeah, I saw a few of them. I really like it. Like what you guys did.
It'll be fun.
You know, I didn't look because I'm looking forward to being surprised.
Okay, well, that's my
I
alarm to
think
put my
one
boy
of
to
them
bed.
really surprised you.
I actually had to create a new status condition because of one of his skills, so that'll be fun. Okay. My alarm to put my boy to bed just went off, though, so I am signing out. I will talk to you guys next week.
No.
All right, next week. See ya.
Next week. Yeah, that Bing AI image creator thing. That's the only way I was able to get an image like this. Like, I'm sure images like that exist, but like this one's just perfect, bro.
I know. I mean, like I've just been typing stuff in. Its load time is really slow, and it
Wait,
wants
You
me
get
to
like
redeem points.
it has to
like
generate it.
15 boosts a day. What?
No, it could go faster. It's asking for me to redeem points and get points and stuff to make it go faster. But I'm having fun with it.
Yeah, I think you get like 15 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, most of them like they give you a handful a day, and if you pay, then yeah, you can have as many as you want. But
Well, also apparently if you like clear your cache, or there's some browser thing you can do where it's just like, oh hey, welcome. I've never seen you before. Here's your 15 tokens again. And you burn through them, and it's just like you do the same thing. Oh, hey, never seen you before. Here's your 15 tokens.
Oh, I don't need it that bad. I'm fine with letting it load while I'm doing shit on YouTube. That's pretty neat too.
Most of the ones I see
Fair.
force you to make an account.
This one
Oh,
did
yeah,
that.
this one does too.
So, like,
You know how
I had to
hard it
make.
was to get it to make an image of a barbarian without a weapon? Like, every single one is just, like, holding a sword, has an axe on his back, just like it's like, that's not this dude's deal.
Do you have to reload the same search multiple times?
Well, I kept adding terms. Eventually, when I added fist fighting, uh, that did it. But yeah, man, it's like the way Ben's feeling, either a bar fight or like punching a horse to death. Either way, it's gonna fix him up, you know?
yeah.
Alright.
Although the deficit he's at, it's gonna take multiple horses.
I mean, no, I think it's good. I think it's really cool because, like, I mean, you're a character who looks like they do a lot, but they can only do a lot for a short amount of time before they fizzle out.
Well, I mean, you can play them conservatively. Like that blood armor, that's only 2 health per turn. So like I have 100 turns worth of health for that. And if I'm fighting stuff with blood, which I sincerely hope is most of the things we'll be fighting, that's getting a D8 plus 3 divided by 2 in health per punch.
Hmm.
It's like
Yeah, and that's only if you're just like it's 2 HP per turn. That's only if you're just standing in one spot and not doing anything.
yeah, I mean there's other stuff where it's just like I can k- I can kick the number of punches I get in one turn up by a lot. I
Yeah,
can
I
get an extra
saw
like
that.
40 punches in one turn, and it's going to fuck my shit up. But hopefully it can fuck their shit up more.
It's worth it. I mean, like, it looks like you could get some serious burst DPS with that.
Oh yeah, this dude can Nova. He's not gonna be feeling it afterwards, but
I mean, that's
boy
usually the
howdy.
case for Nova when you Nova, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Unless you're like I've had a few sorcerer paladin multi classes where they'd like what the fuck was it? It's 2 smites and a quickened fireball. It's like 2 fifth level smites and a fireball in one turn. That shit gets brutal.
Damn.
2 smites and a fireball. Jesus.
Yeah. And like 5th level, so you're talking your weapon plus 68 plus, your weapon plus 68 plus 8d6. Just fuck you.
Yeah, that's a I'm
Just
not messing around anymore type of dealio.
yeah, that's from when I was making characters to deal with another DM's shenanigans.
Oh,
And it's like, you know what? Fuck you.
I'm just gonna fuck with you.
you brought this on yourself.
But I mean, I get tired of overpowered characters.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know.
I mean, actual D&D has a lot of abusable mechanics. Like, even if you're just playing like a warlock, like you could solo a red dragon just by like pushing it away and taking some steps backwards.
And I mean, if you get some bad homebrew stuff going, oh boy.
I thought you had a weight limit on your warlock. Push spell.
Uh, what the hell is it? PHP. Oh, the internet. It's the repelling blast warlock invocation. Let's see. It just says a creature.
Like, but
I
isn't
mean,
there like a weight limit on like how far you can push them?
it only pushes them 10 feet away, but it's literally it just says a creature. There is no size indicated there.
Oh, okay.
So it could be a Tarask, and well, no, I wouldn't do that. Reflective Carapace, you're gonna get played.
Yeah, I believe it. But
That's
wait,
about it.
DM
Like a
could
level
homebrew and
1
be like,
Aarakocra. Sorry, go ahead.
if DM could homebrew and be like, actually, the Tarask has boulder toss ability. It's gonna just toss rocks at you.
Challenge
It's
accepted.
psionic. It can fly.
It's a psionic Tarask.
Yeah, it has like a 26 intelligence. Cause fuck you.
Because why not?
It's a
yeah?
mutant Tarask.
Oh yeah, it's just. I don't know.
Just mildly intense.
I mean, when your characters are at the levels they can crack planets, a Trask doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop some of the people I've played with from like shivering whenever one comes up, but it's like not that big a deal when you're stupid overpowered. I mean, I had one character that was swallowed by a Trask, and they were fine. They could have just hung out in there.
I wonder if that's what Donnie's doing with the Leviathan.
You know,
Honey the Leviathan are raising a family now.
I like that. I like that theory. Turn out the Leviathan wasn't hungry, it was just lonely. When
I
it
don't know how I feel
swallowed,
about that.
when it
You- you
swallowed
sh-
Donnie, it was just hugging him.
You showed it the meaning of love and brought peace back to the ocean. Donnie was the hero we needed all along.
I love that too much.
That's pretty far out.
I've seen too much anime to feel good about that.
No. You've seen the right amount of anime.
Seen the right amount of a certain type of anime.
Yeah, details.
Yeah. Ooh boy. Well, I do think I'm going to get back to playing Cyberpunk pretty soon.
It's just got a hold of you like that.
It's got a hold of me? It does. Oh wait, before I go, you guys watch Shin Godzilla yet? Minus
I
one?
haven't. You haven't watched -1. Well, I haven't watched Shin, so I can't be like that, but
I'm a bad person. I still haven't watched it.
It's a modern cinema masterpiece. Minus one. Shin Godzilla is great too.
I mean, I'm all for watching it. I never go to the theater anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a buddy kind of almost pressured me into going. He didn't pressure. I just wouldn't have had the motivation to go if there wasn't somebody else who wanted to go with me, you know?
yeah, going to the theater alone is always kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it, but yeah, I agree. What?
I keep forgetting how busted some of these Warlock invocations are.
Yeah, warlocks are nuts. And all they need is their cantrip, honestly. With the right invocations.
Oh yeah.
I really need to look at how to play in Warlocks. I've
Well, I
actually
mean,
never
if
looked
you
at one.
if you put Hex on your on a target and then Eldritch Blast them, if you're in tier 4, So level 17 through 20, your cantrips do 4 dice of damage, but with Eldritch Blast specifically, that's 4 separate attack rolls. And because of that, if you hex the enemy first, it procs that 4 times as well. So if you hit with all 4, that's 4d10 plus 4d6. And if you have, what was it?
Certain invocation that adds your charisma modifier.
Yeah, then it's going to be plus 20 damage. Just bananas.
But wait, there's more. If you get 2 other invocations, not only does every Eldritch Blast knock them back 5 feet, it also slows their movement. And eventually, you could just take a few steps backwards, shoot them, and they'll never reach you, and you could just kite indefinitely while dealing absurd amounts of damage with a cantrip.
That feels like cheating.
And it's like mostly because no one. I have yet to see a DM properly make you pay for playing a warlock because there are strings attached.
There are.
I like how they treat it in Baldur's Gate 3, where it's just like there are things you have to do if you act out of this or outside of this pact. You're done.
Yeah, I do like that. So they're almost like the anti-paladin, They got,
Yeah, 'cause
almost...
paladins are like that too. Like with Oath of the Ancients in Baldur's Gate 3, if you're the first to attack in a fight, that's it. You're done. You broke your oath.
You got to be very adherent to a certain code that they have. And I feel like
Sure.
warlocks could do that too, but like they don't necessarily have to. It's just cool to roleplay them that way.
And here's the thing, like I'm totally cool with paladins just sort of existing and not like seeing the oath as more of a vibe.
A guideline, a
Yeah, like
suggestion.
I try and do the thing, right? Like it's not like if I screw up I'm dead, but like, try and make up for what you've done. I've played some pretty not lax, but like forgiving paladins.
I
I had
guess
a paladin do the 12-step program. That was a hoot.
Oh, step.
Oh yeah, they partied hard and like there was like a Yeti rave and they got high with the dire moose and just like a bunch of crazy shit went down. And they woke up and like, I need to make some changes.
I don't know why that makes me so happy.
It was great, especially when they had to go around and like right wrongs and like make amends. That's it. There's a coven of hags that they ended up like bombing into the Stone Age, just blew them to shit. And he's just like, hey, sorry about that. Because apparently they were pretty chill. We just like were like, hags, and explodified them. But like, nah, these ones were pretty chill.
it kind of makes you think. I had somebody once who told me that they were playing a paladin. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like you at all. They're like, no, no, no. I'm swore an oath to. It was a god like Dionysus. It's a party god.
Oh,
So
hell yes.
so basically, everywhere he goes, he has to party and get drunk. That was
You
his
don't
paladin.
understand. I have to party. I am morally obligated to
Gu-
get down.
Guys, we shouldn't stay here. The enemy should be back. You don't understand. I'd be breaking my oath if we didn't crack open this keg right now.
See this funnel? It's not empty. We can't leave until it is.
One simply does not crack this keg.
Now chug, chug, chug.
I can see them using the keg as a weapon, but then being bummed that the beer's all foamy. It's like, ah, dang it, I shook the shit out of it on that guy's skull.
Here,
Sorry, God, bro.
here, catch. Poof. And then you like the little cork thing, you go to get it and it just shoots straight up, and you're like, oh no, we need to catch this.
Dionysus Paladin kicks ass.
That makes me happy knowing that exists, honestly.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Um, oh, I was listening to the other episode before I released it last week. Yeah. Um, would you guys actually be interested in like reading through spam mail as your characters? 'Cause I feel like that'd be
Two?
like a really funny not even like a probably just like I could like if we do that and just like cut them into shorts and just like crop like 2 or 3 together.
If you want to schedule a session, we could actually get together and kind of read with each other. I mean, like, I can't just film myself at home. I come home, I'm going to start drinking and playing video games. But if it's part of a sesh, then yeah, I'd be down.
No,
doesn't
like
Do it as like a warm up before playing.
Yeah, we could come on at like 5 or something and do some shit like that.
Like,
I mean if you I
we
can't
already
get
did
on
the
there.
easy ones where it's like this guy needs money or this guy wants to send us money. He just needs our bank account details.
I
It
mean
also,
go ahead.
it also helps that my character is a complete fucking idiot. So like he's reading all these emails, be like, "Wow, this sounds serious."
Oh, me too. And then it was just gnome face, just like, nah, I don't have a bank account. Nah, fuck that guy. Nah, that's stupid. It's just
I could just see like you guys making 2 piles. Like this is the stuff we approve. This is stuff we don't approve. Just like filtering it out for gnome face, and then all at the end like we have gnome face reading. It's like Prince want money, trash. Like oh I want a trip to Vegas, trash. You're lucky, trash. And like what's this bad pile? And then in there it's just like character sheets of people.
lonely casters want to meet you tonight.
Lonely casters.
That too.
Succubi in your area?
Yes. Um I mean, yeah, I probably can't get on that early. Or if like we want to, if you guys, because we don't have to review them together, but like if you guys would like review them and like or like just come up with stuff and type of make a approve and disapprove pile, and then I could take that and pretty much like show that video to Gnome Face and watch and essentially it'd be like a reaction video of him doing that and then be like wait no I want that person I want that person. I could probably easily record that with him separate, but I can't get on that early unless like uh Garbage Plugger, would you be able to download the like OBS?
Possibly.
I don't know what kind
Imagine
of
I can.
computer you got, so
It's was it an MSI GL66?
um I don't know
So
what
that
that
means
means.
oh yeah. Let me see. Uh,
Do you have parts from like within this generation?
so the CPU is an i7
Oh yeah,
11800H.
you have a better CPU than I do.
16 gigs of RAM. Uh, 1 terabyte of SSD space there, but that's mostly used. How big is this guy? Half a gig there. Uh, 3070 GPU,
You have a
but
3070?
it's a lobotomized one.
I mean,
Um,
it's mostly like you can run it complete. Like if it's just you two talking and you're recording it, that's like literally just CPU. And if you have, yeah, you have a 11th gen i7, you have way more than you need. Because I'm running a 9th gen i7 for, for my stream.
and it's got 16 threads, well, 16 logical processors. So
Pretty sure that's more than me. What is mine? I have
I
8.
don't even know. I don't even know what a logical processor is.
I have 8 core.
so pick. Oh well, it's 8 cores too.
But you have efficiency cores, don't you? Is that when they started those?
That I don't know.
Well, either way, I have 8 cores, 8 logical processors.
Oh, okay. So 8 cores, 16 logical processors. The logical processor is basically your core runs twice per clock cycle. That's what it does. Through Dark Elven magic. Um, which actually might not be an exaggeration. Did you read about the guy who made Cray supercomputers?
No.
No.
One of his pastimes was digging tunnels in his fucking backyard, and he would go down there and talk to elves. And
Oh
this
shit!
is this like unimaginable computer genius who made the first supercomputers. So
Wasn't
like,
that like in the 70s?
I think so. Let me see. But yeah, when I say like it's elven magic, I'm not even exaggerating.
You know, that
Uh,
doesn't actually surprise me, you know? That's
oh yeah, people who get like way into computers are almost all fucking batshit.
I mean, anyone who's like hits the level of genius, like they have like whether or not you believe in God, but like God gives you a whole lot, but he has to take something away. Like he can't just give it all to you.
Yeah, here it is. Another favorite pastime was digging a tunnel under his home. He attributed the secret of his success to visits by elves while he worked in the tunnel. While I'm here's a quote, while I'm digging in the tunnel, the elves will often come to me with solutions to my problem.
I kind of actually
Yeah,
love
this
That's
that.
guy
that's great. So it turns out he's not a genius at all. He just had a bunch of elven slaves creating everything for him.
yeah, right.
Yeah, what's wrong
I
with
mean,
that?
dude, that makes as much sense as anything else with the fucking explosion of computing power.
I mean, our my professor in college, we
Oh,
would
and he's from
talk.
Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin.
He is.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
That explains it. Yeah. My professor in college, we would be talking about MOSFETs. No, op amps. The big square ones. You know. Okay, I think we were doing like amplifiers or something, and so we were using op amps. And he's like, yeah. So the current runs in through here. It gets taken care of by the hobbits, and then current runs out there. And so every time he drew op amp, the big triangle on the whiteboard, he ended up drawing like little hobbit houses on the inside of it.
I mean, yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, semiconductors are fucking weird, man. And let's take this crystal, add some poison, etch runes with fucking laser beams, and now this rock knows how to think.
Well, it was
That's fucking magic, bro.
it
It's magic.
was
It's magic.
yeah. It like for me, it hit the point where when my brain was kind of like blown at a point where like the whole reason why like computer like CPUs are getting so fast or whatever like is the or why computer are able to get so fast is because like they don't have resistors anymore. Everything is literally just a combination between of transistors, and like if at the right circumstances, like transistor, you can make a transistor pretty much be a resistor.
Mhm.
And it's just like I was I forget, I was in analog at that point. Where that's communication stuff back and forth, and he was just like we were talking. He was just explaining like how this stuff progresses, and he's like, because we did a lot with MOSFETs and what's the other one? BJT, whatever. And yeah, he's just like, he's like, yeah, so because it's normally like gate to allow allow stuff in, allow stuff out, or not, and he's like, or when you get to like computer levels or whatever, then you just they replace resistors at that point if you have high enough frequencies on it, and it's like that makes so much more sense.
Yeah,
That's why
every
shit's so small.
transistor is Schrodinger's resistor.
Yeah. Yeah, and at that point, like you can cut the leads down because you can literally put transistors up against each other. That is literally just a line etched in, like you said, in silicon or whatever. It's just a line, and that's the connection between the two.
Yeah,
And then you can stack them on top of each other too. It's
it's
yeah,
just runes. Like
yeah,
atomic scale UV laser burned in runes in specially made crystals. Like it's yeah. Oh, look up the spell Awaken. You're straight up making a microchip. I mean, it's big ass microchips, about the size of your fist, but still, like you etch special pathways in this certain type of crystal, and you use it to give a creature or a plant intelligence. Like you're straight up making microchips. It's cool.
yep. That's the yep.
That's a spell in D&D.
Awaken, yeah.
Damn.
That's legit.
So I think it gives you like a month where the thing is basically under your thrall, and it does like whatever you ask. And after that, it gets to make a decision based on how it's been treated on how it's gonna treat you.
I'm just imagining like a D&D alternate timeline where one person just used Awaken on the wrong fucking like I don't know, training dummy and it got really pissed off and took over the world.
Right? Let me see, because I know people talk about awakening Tarrasques a lot, but I think there are limits.
Did you awaken a mountain?
Uh, oh, huge or smaller beast or plant with either no intelligence score or an intelligence of 3 or less, so it has to be a living thing.
Hmm.
And a Tarrasque is too big.
Bummer.
Can
Ah, no.
isn't there a way to like increase the spell slot of it to make it affect something bigger?
Not as written, but like I'm sure you could make that argument.
That could be cool.
Let's see. Hello, Mr. Tarrasque. So it's gargantuan in size, but it's got the right intelligence.
Just I'm imagining somebody entering like a high level campaign. They're a new player and they'd be like, can I just be a Terrask? What's your backstory? Oh, I was awoken and killed my master.
Hell yeah.
You're hired.
You're
I
in the
mean,
party.
what if it was a baby Tarrasque? You know, a
Yeah.
newborn might only be huge in size, or hatched, or however these things are made.
True. I guess that is a loophole. You could use it on something that's going to become bigger than huge later.
Yeah, so you just need to find Tarrasque eggs. That sounds like a hell of an adventure.
Without
And a
disturbing the
good idea.
mom.
Right? Let's get some Tarrasque eggs. I'm sure that's oh man.
I'm sure no one will have an issue with that.
Also, it sounds like a great idea and nothing could go wrong.
I'm trying to think of what kind of hardware it would take to crack one of those things.
A Trask egg?
Yeah, because I think a Tarrasque has an AC of like 26. I just had the page open. Let me recheck it.
Control Shift T.
Oh, AC of 25. My mistake.
Nope.
The
Oh, that
eggshell is
changes
stronger.
everything.
676 hit points. Just rude.
I don't see the problem here. I don't.
I do like the reflective carapace.
Doesn't it also have health regen?
No, I don't believe so. I don't see it here.
Never mind.
I mean, it'd be a shame if it didn't.
I'm sure you could. A party of Tarrasques. One of them is a Tarrasque cleric.
They're a group of Tarrasques that decided to form their own adventuring party,
Yes.
but they're over leveled for everything.
My favorite thing is like, there's a meme that goes around from time to time, talk about how like the Tarrasque is covered in spikes. Well, that's a defensive adaptation.
So what preys
What?
on the Tarrasque?
Every
That's
once in a while
interesting.
that goes around and people are just like, oh god.
That's just terrifying.
Hey, that could be an interesting take on a campaign. Tarrasque rises from the deep, terrorizing a village. Turns out it didn't rise to terrorize. It rose because it was panicking and running from something that was underground. There you go. Party gets really high level, beats up the Tarrasque, and finds out the big bad of the campaign was just running away from something that wanted to eat it.
There's always a bigger fish.
Oh, yeah.
One of our groups had armor made from the hide of one of these things. That was pretty gnarly.
Armor from the hide.
Of a Tarrasque, yeah.
Did they give them, or did it give them like plus 20 to their AC or something?
I mean, the AC from Tarrasque plate is the same as the Tarrasque, so it's 25 AC. And then, you can add a shield to that and whatever and bump it. But
Mage
like,
armor.
yeah, oh, no, I don't think mage armor works if you're wearing armor.
No.
But
Well, there's a spell that will give you like a plus 1 AC, isn't there?
where's the
Or can like yeah, you can cast it on something.
Hmm.
Oh, that character's not on my phone. Bummer. I'd have to get the actual sheets. Yeah, the one character that went on the 12-step program, they have Tarrasque plate that's imbued with some artificial element that we created to help. Oh god, what was it? It was some sort of like dimensional rift we had to fix. That guy went through a lot.
Is that also the one with the giant robots in the land of the Fae?
No, that's a different one.
Okay.
No, the one with the Tarrasque armor is my paladin who accidentally became a god named Harrison Fjord, and I kept up the Norwegian accent for half of one session before I got completely tired of it.
Can you do it for a little bit? I want to hear some. Say something in Norwegian accent.
It's like, ugh, I can't even. But man, they went through a lot. They could probably one shot a Tarrasque with their shotgun.
Jesus Christ, they had shotguns?
Oh yeah. Well, and that was before I got the what was it? The salted nuclear shells.
Okay.
Just mildly terrified.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
I mean, if
also
you
did
know
say
anything about salted bombs, they were that.
accidentally became a god.
Yeah, that started with
Oh,
crows, and that spread to other corvids, eventually Kenku, and then it just enough creatures and sentient people were worshiping him that he sort of whoopsie-daisied his way into godhood and ended up what was it? There's one person made a Kenku who's a follower of Harrison, and they oh god, they did a Harrison. They blew up like I forget how many miles across the crater was. But Harrison ended up like representing them like a lawyer in God court, trying to keep Mistra, I think Agma was there. Um who the hell else was it?
I'm in love on the whole fact that you had to say God Court.
God court.
Well, yeah, because they're like they were gonna absolutely wreck this dude, and I'm just like, okay, I think I can sort of turn this dude around. And I sort of represented him, and I was there just like whispering in his ears, like, yeah, they're always like that, and like, it's like, okay, well, this one's kind of on you. Like, they have a point there. It's like,
Several purgatory lifetime sentences.
yeah, well, they ended up getting they had to spend 6 months repairing the weave, and I ended up taking one of his eyes, but I replaced it with one that gave him like the ability to see sort of engineering details on stuff. Like he could tell what like strains were on a structure and like particularly useful what sort of explosive power something would have and whether or not it would be a good idea to set it off in a certain area. Just gave him super engineer vision. And I don't think he had any continent shaking explosion since. Oh, also he lost all of his feathers.
I,
That got kind of goofy.
a Tengu with no feathers?
Yeah, a bald Kenku.
That sounds really embarrassing.
Just like a plucked chicken walking around.
Yep. Yep. I- yeah, not probably not desired.
All right. I think I found a good one. All right. Still doing the image generators.
Oh, screen share. Let's see it.
Okay. So there's a lot of characters that I draw. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to color anything in ever. So I'm going to try and generate a few here. I've been generating the same one over and over again because I wasn't happy with any of the results. So here.
Dude, that's badass.
Thanks. Gonna be Radical Hunk. I think that's gonna be his template. There's been a lot of ones. I got here's another alright one. I don't know. At first it was just like, okay, radioactive just surfboard with a basketball. I got like this. Like, ooh,
That's cool as fuck, dude. I could
that's
see that
really cool.
airbrushed on a van.
Yeah, it is really cool. I'm like, oh no, 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 no. Okay, glowing glowing guy on a surfboard. Nope. He needs a guitar. This one's good.
Oh, that is cool.
I do like that, but it looks like he's underwater.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
It's fine. It's all going according to plan.
Yeah, I just kept doing the same thing over and over again, reloading it because it's 4 results and it's always different. Let's see. There was another good one, but he had a beard, and I'm like, oh, he doesn't have a beard. Not when I'm drawing him. But it was a good one here. Where is
It
it?
just means you're drawing them wrong, doesn't it?
Maybe. Oh, here's another decent one. Yeah. I really like. Where was it?
Dun, 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 dun.
I have to find it again. Yeah, this. I think this is the one I'm going to stick with for his thumbnail, this little template.
I like the shutter shades.
Yeah, I like it too. That's going to be the radical hunk. He's a radioactive super jock with a flying surfboard.
Not what I pictured originally, but
Oh, I'll have to see if I can make Sledgehammer Disco on this.
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
wait, are you talking about for what the radical hunk that like it's in your campaign?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of other ones I got to get. Let's see. Some I have a very specific look for. It's going to be very hard to create certain generated images, but I'm going to try when I have some free time.
I wish there's a way you could like upload a drawing and just be like, here, this.
I know, right? Give it a suggestion with a drawing. Like, here, use this as like a template. I'm generally going for this.
AI the shit out of it.
Yeah, seriously. Just this is a suggestion, but here are a bunch of other cool words and blend it together. That would be nice. Yeah, can't think right now. We're gonna have some fun with this. It's gonna be cool though.
And I'm looking forward to it.
If I'm ever surfing YouTube, I'm gonna have this generating shit in the background. Right now, though, I gotta get on that cyberpunk though.
Donnie, you know what I was reminded of today?
What's that?
We have a new character or a new player added to the group. We need a new cover photo.
Oh, right. I should create a new cover photo for the campaign because Sarah Snow's not in it anymore.
Oh yeah, regardless of that fact.
Well, yeah, we got Adam in it now. Adam, did you see the old cover photo?
No.
I got it.
Let's say I don't know where we keep that.
I mean, I have it. Well, you sent the picture a while, and I immediately pictures. Open Discord and
I don't know if you can guess who is who.
It's not Drusilla. I don't know who anyone else is.
Yeah, you're probably not going to meet anybody else in this picture during our run. We'll see. The one to the left with the tiger is Sarah Snow, Dan's old character.
I missed my tiger. I really wish I would have been able to do more. Like, I was struggling with the grasp of. Sorry, I'll let you continue, and then I'll go on to what I was saying.
Yeah, the one up top is Diane. Basically like the kind of wizard god behind the scenes. She kind of appears as an old lady. Not like something super visually striking, so I kind of just like, kind of made her look like an little old lady in robes.
Still don't
But like
remember.
an evil old lady though.
I'm following along in mostly with the campaign, but there's been just too many like segments in it that like I I even have a hard time of like placing how Diane is involved.
I mean, it's not super relevant to us right now, I don't think. I don't think Ken even has like a clear plan. I think he wanted to create like he wanted to create like a cool grand template for the world, but didn't have any plan for it, but wanted us to be aware of it. So he kind of threw it into our faces, I feel like.
Like I remember I don't remember the specifics. I'll start by saying that. But I remember in the very original part, um she was very important in like um in the first spurt of our campaign when she was introduced.
Yeah.
But after that, all I pretty much know her as is like if all of a sudden we see Diane, you pretty much forget everything before that because it's gonna change.
Yeah, she's basically like the retcon character. Like she comes around and it's just like, okay, world's changing now.
Like the last time it was when we were raising the lizards, and then we were raised or training them to fight whoever was it Nynaeve who was in the other.
Nynaeve got killed off a
Oh,
little
okay.
earlier than
Yeah.
that.
Who was the person that was in the swamp that the lizards were scared of?
Oh, that was Alchemea, the
Oh yeah.
Circle of Six member who was really good at alchemy and raising zombies.
Yeah, it was at that point that we were like we were raising the lizard or training the lizards to fight Alchemea, and then like we spent like 3 months there, and the fight was going to happen in like 3 more months. But then all of a sudden Diane pulled us out, and like it was her and like three gold dragons talking. Oh no, one gold dragon. Was it three gold? It was one gold dragon and two
It
other
was
dragons.
3 dragons, one was gold, one was black, and one was something else.
Okay, and then next thing we know, like we teleport 100 years into the future, and what used to be the capital of the island is now a decrepit city, and we ended up making it there and then trying to keep it from imploding.
Yeah, a lot kind of happened a while ago, and Kenny was just like, you know what? I want to take this to a completely different direction, so none of that matters anymore.
Um. Oh yeah. What I was saying before is like after we got to the city, it never felt like right to bring Sarah Snow or bring Sarah's tiger out.
I mean, you say that, but I summoned my skeletal servant and had it walk around with me. That didn't feel right, but I did it anyways.
Yeah, but you still doesn't. I guess I just didn't have a use for it because I really only used the tiger when I was um battling, and I was learning how to do like urban stride. I forget, is the equivalent to like woodland stride, and if I would have learned it, I could teach it to my tiger quicker. Um, yeah, but fine. It might just be me. I know I was having issues grasping the whole new way he was running their characters.
Oh yeah, he did have a bunch of side characters too.
Well, I meant I when I was playing Sarah, the reason why like we wrote Sarah off was because I just couldn't. I was still limiting my character to like the essence it was during 3.5 or Pathfinder. Um,
Yeah, you're
could
kind of playing by a rule set that nobody else is playing by.
yeah, I couldn't really break out of that, and ended up like not knowing it at the time, but I ended up like um, what's the word? Nerfing myself.
Yeah, that's kind of why I think it's cool to re-roll new characters every now and then. Because like, look at Ben Cercio or Gale Glavinus. They have very original movesets that have nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons. There's like no skills that are even comparable to anything from that. Whereas, you got Drusilla, you got Sarah Snow, they have a bunch of, uh, you know, strategies and abilities that are derived from Dungeons and Dragons skills, and it's kind of hard to break out of that.
Yeah, that's. I would have I probably should have re-rolled when he decided to change his leveling system in that.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to change Drusilla completely. Like, I'm almost going to be rebuilding a skill set from scratch. I'm going to try to. Me and Kenny talked about it. So, like, yeah, I have all my old shit. I'm going to try and not rely on it, though. So, I want to kind of try and do something different with Drew, too. It's going to be almost like rolling a new character as far as, like, how I play goes.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm glad Kenny's going with the whole Ben being bored thing, because that was the only thing I could think of why he would leave. And I think as soon as Ben sees you guys, my thoughts were he was just gonna have you hit him as hard as you could,
I
just
mean,
to just to see what you're capable of.
I guess he could have done that, but it would have had to. I feel like in order to make that feel natural roleplay wise, we would have had to have been in the arena because we're not going to walk up to you and just challenge you to a fight.
Oh, I
We
know,
just,
but like, if he finds out that you two are adventurers and that you're gonna go to someplace else and you're gonna, as adventurers do, find combat and all these new wonders, is like, okay, cool. Are they worth going along with? From that, his whole idea of you proving yourself is hit me as hard as you can.
I
I don't care if it's a sword, axe, bat, magic, whatever. Fireball him in the face, he doesn't care. Hit him as hard as you can to prove yourself.
you
And if
certainly have
he's
the.
like, okay, that hurt, I'll go with you guys.
I don't even know what I would. I know
I
how
don't
I
know
would
what
play it, but I don't even know if like you're asking me what what's my strongest move. I don't even know how to answer that.
I mean, my strongest is still shock and grasp with imbued weapon, which I'm trying not to rely on. But that's probably what I would do in this given scenario.
As caroused as your character is.
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
I still have to remember like how I had made my character with something in mind, and literally my time with this character was the last session of Kenny's campaign. It's stationary. I sent mine rolling off towards the trees.
Oh, mine's bigger, I think. 30 feet.
Really, gentlemen, comparing size, that's just embarrassing.
I don't even know what spawned that, but wait, okay. Thinking back,
Remember, we were just chit chatting, and you're like, "I want to take over the world." I'm like, "Oh, I see a rival." Then, so I started kind of like pushing you to like do something so I could one up you.
yeah, and then I casted a fireball, which was probably like a 15-foot diameter, and then you cast molten orb, which is 30-foot diameter, and then I sent mine to move. Or I rolled mine away, and then you're just like, well, that's the fire. For some reason, you decided like I casted a fire, and you decided to cast a fire thing as well, which is not even your strongest move.
It's not. I want to put on a show.
And then I
No?
sent mine rolling, and then I don't know what you did after that.
Yeah, it was about theatrics.
Um, yeah, I have to get back into my own brain on how I developed this character, what I had in mind.
I'm sure it'll come to you.
Can't wait to get into Ben's backstory.
Yeah, I'm curious as well.
It's one of those like I don't want to spill it too early because it does tie in with some other stuff that's been going on in this universe. But,
That's fair. Um, do you remember the Donnie? Do you remember the Bartholomew character I rolled? It was that time
Oh
that
yeah.
we had that I had a monk dwarf or something.
Yeah, you were a monk, and I was a brawler who was roleplay wise also a monk, but didn't have monk skills. He was a Pathfinder subclass. He was like a brawler or something.
Yeah. I correct me if I'm wrong, but that all spawned off of like what was it? That whatever orb. I got delivered an orb while we were like trying to train the lizards. I got delivered an something, and an orb like appeared, and then like made me have crazy dreams or something, and like went inside me or something. I forget what the hell that happened, but then all of a sudden like we both touched the orb, and then got our minds got teleported to these different characters, and we had like a little labyrinth to go through that I don't even know if we finished.
Finished it. We got to the end. My character got killed by the big bad, like stepped on it and squished, and you were spared. And that was the end. That was the end of that.
Oh, whoops! I was thinking there's more to that, even
No,
though I
that
didn't
was
remember.
it. That was the vision we both got.
How is that relevant? I
I'm not even sure if Kenny remembers it. It was like a side story.
Yeah, we were in the middle of a side story, and he made another side story to accommodate for it, and then yeah, that was a interesting time.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even remember doing that.
I still like I mean, this is going way to the start of the campaign, but I remember home being a big thing.
Yep.
That was the first time we got teleported through time. So we finally made it back home. We made it there, and Diane like bestowed this place as like our home base or something. We went out, did a mission, came back, and
But then
then
never went back to it.
yeah, we got teleported through time, and then at that point it was only you and I left. Because before that there was some other people, but the part like before home was involved, there that was back before I went to college, and that I was not playing Sarah like I should have been. But then like after that, then it was just you and I, and like during that time, that's when Mammoth transitioned over to the leveling characters like to copy me in a sense. And then we made it to the lizard people, right? And we were doing that stuff, and then we let off. We switched over to you when we were after talking to Diane and the dragons. Like he didn't even spawn us in places yet, but that was the second time we went through. We time travel or time
Yeah.
travel, but like
Yeah, he comes up with a lot of ideas, and they just, if they don't stick, he kind of moves on and forgets about them.
I thought the skeleton fight was going to be more interesting.
that's so too.
I
Like
mean, I
my
don't.
first thought was like when you kill one, its health points get divided then and added to the other four. You kill another one, and that one's health, the boosted gets divided among the other three. So each one you kill, the rest of them get stronger. I thought it was going to be one of those things.
Yeah, I thought when he wanted to make you really think about your skills, I'm like, he could have given you organic enemies that had blood so that you could heal, but they could have more HP, and it could last a little bit longer. That way, you're actually utilizing your full kit.
Well, I
Or
was
like,
listening to the last week before this, and I just got to the end, and oh, excuse me. It hit the point where it's like, yeah, I have, you're doomed or whatever, and I'm like, all of a sudden the fight started happening. I'm like, doesn't really sound like you're doomed. Cause Mamber's like, yeah, these aren't gonna be like the run of mill skeletons that people are used to. I'm like, seemed
yeah,
like
I
they were.
thought they're going to be sitting there like 90 something hit points apiece, but they were really not too beefy.
Yeah, did they have sub 30?
It felt like it.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it. Like you only needed to hit them like twice before they were down, pretty much.
Yeah.
I thought
And
he easily was gonna put 50 to 60 on each.
I think he was too worried that since Ben couldn't heal from them, that would have lasted too long and he would have died.
well,
I
and
think
yeah,
he
like the
wanted.
second I realized I couldn't heal, I'm not using my big shit. Like
Yeah.
I'm not using that AoE blood mist ability. I'm not using any of the expensive stuff because I'm not getting any of that back. Like I'm getting nickel and dimed 2 HP per round just to keep my AC up and have that retaliatory spike thing out.
Also, these guys were getting hyped up. All these red flags about this encounter were being waved. Hey, these guys are gonna fuck you up. So it's just like, okay, so I guess I'm playing cautious, right?
Yeah, and it's just like, oh no, I could have fucking stomped him. If I did the blood mist thing, I don't think that fight would have lasted 3 rounds.
Yeah, well, yeah. So the comment he made was like at the end of last session was he was like, yeah, these aren't going to be like the normal skeletons that are like, I think in the book they're what, a quarter challenge level or whatever. They're not even like one challenge
Something like
level,
that.
but they have like
Like,
12 HP.
I'd be surprised if it's even that high. But yeah, so it's like, okay, so we tripled their HP and bumped their AC. Honestly, the AC was the biggest challenge.
It always
I
is.
found that's usually the case. You start bumping the AC up, and like I think for every 2 AC up, you like people hit like a quarter of the time that they would have.
Yeah,
And
AC
it's
is
like,
kind of a big deal.
but here's the thing,
Exponential.
it sort of makes for a boring fight. Because it's like whiff, whiff. Okay, their turn. Whiff, whiff. Okay, whiff, whiff. Whiff, 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 whiff. Oh, I got a lucky crit. Okay, whiff, 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 whiff. Although I was critting too much. It was too much.
He could have raised the AC a little bit more. Yeah, no, I agree. I prefer to like when I'm DMing, I prefer to just I will quadruple or like multiply their HP. Like I'll find when it's the whole team of you, I'll find a monster in there and I'm like, "Oh, 50 HP. I mean, you mean 400 HP, right?" Like I'd rather
Yeah,
just slam the HP way higher than like increasing the AC by 4 cuz like no one like even the people playing, like if you were missing like every turn, like you only hit once every 5 turns, you're going to get bored and you're not going to have fun. Like you're going to have
Yeah,
way more fun when you actually hit or can actually like do combos or something like I'm going to try this skill, I'm going to try this skill or whatever, see what works better. But like if you can't hit for
yeah.
shit,
That's why in my campaign I increased everybody's hit values and lowered everyone's HP a little bit. That way you're both hitting and getting hit more often in my campaign.
oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. I might actually. Yeah, I think that's what I do. I'll add like I won't add. I think a lot of times I might give them a double attack, like if because you guys all have double attacks, and I think I'll do a. If oh I know what I did the last time. It was a like a bunch of skeletons that you guys fought, and I took the elite skeleton stats, used that as the base skeletons, and then I just like doubled the normal skeleton or something like that. Like all the modifiers, like if they had like a +2, there's a +4 or something. I think I normally do like that type of thing, just because it's a lot nicer, or it just ends up working out better for me. It's
Hmm.
I'm gonna head off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Oh,
good. I'll see
yeah. It has
y'all
been good.
next week.
yep.
Yeah,
I'll
next week.
work on an image for Sledgehammer Disco.
Yeah, I
Because
look
now
forward to
I'm
it.
very interested to see what AI will do with that.
Something probably gnarly. I'm hoping.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, in terms of the Barntome cover photo, you can give it like a session or two to see if there's anything that pops out, or like maybe or however whenever until the group of us join up. But yeah, we'll probably need a new cover photo to a relevant one.
Yeah, we'll see.
You know, in
I've
between
definitely.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I know. Dude, like I'm just so invested in that game. It's retarded.
I mean, it's I've heard it's a really good game if it's not having issues.
Yeah, it's not having any issues. I'm glad I didn't pick it up right off the bat.
Yeah, it's the game that reminded me I should never pre-order games.
Yeah, sit around for a bit, hear about how broken it is, and then get it years later when it's actually finished.
What are some other games I pre-ordered? Oh yeah, No Man's Sky, Brink.
Brink was
No
fun.
man's Sky.
Brink was great except grenades. Grenades sucked. They did nothing. You'd be
Yeah,
right on top of one, and it would do like a couple points of damage. All it did was like convince an AI to not go through a door frame. So if you threw a grenade right in the door, they wouldn't go through. So that'd buy you some time. That's it. Otherwise, useless.
I didn't. I mean, yeah, I just enjoyed the hardcore FF or FPS game.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was frenetic and all of that. But like, if they just, if grenades just did damage, man, that's all I want. It's just grenades to do damage.
I think the last game for console it I don't remember. I think the last thing I pre-ordered was my PlayStation 3, and that was uh the God of War PS3. So like
I mean, that was tough.
yeah. Um yeah, and that yeah, so like, I think that came with all 5 previous God of Wars or whatever. Even the PSP ones were like it was a digital download. So it was 1, 2, the digital downloads. But then I think the only other thing I pre-ordered recently was Farming Simulator 22. And on that basis is like it's not gonna be broken because I mean there's they have a start, like as long as it's not worse than 19, then they're doing good. Um and that was pretty much it was just like I mean it's pretty much like 19 reskinned for better graphics and then added a whole bunch of features, which most of it is kind of like are some people make like you have the game, you have people who make like mods that like a majority of the fan base download and use. The developers go to that person, we like your mod, people do too, join us and put it in the default game. And they did that. But no, that was the last thing I pre-ordered, which I wasn't even worried about. Like, yeah, it not turning out because of like, yeah, it's running on the same engine the 19 ran on. I think it's just, I mean, it's updated, but
Yeah.
Catch y'all next week.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll let you guys. Good night.
Wait, Dan,
What?
did you want to play Smash? It just occurred to me.
I've been debating whether or not I'm ending stream, and I think I've come to the conclusion that I am. So I still gotta edit the episode from last week. I'm leaving tomorrow, and so I need to get a bunch of stuff done tonight, and so I was gonna not actually stream late like normal. If it was a normal Friday, yeah, I would play, but yeah, I don't think so. Not tonight.
Okay. Well, next week then.
Excuse me. Yep, next week. That works for me.
All right. See ya.
Good night. All right. Well, you guys heard that. I'm gonna head on off for the night. I'm still tired. I did not sleep the night before last, and yeah, just having some issues. So like I hit a wall. But yeah, I got some stuff to work on, and I'll talk to you guys next week or Monday night, Sunday night, Monday night. Talk to you Monday night.